DiMartino. This is Thursday evening, the 23rd of July, and I have a great topic tonight. And I say that because it came to me, let's just say that, from a conversation that I was having with one of my team members of my Hope and Possibilities Now team for LifeWave, the non-transdermal stem cell activation technology that is revolutionary. But that's a whole different story. I was having a meeting with one of my team members about something that we were working on with a new brand partner of hers. And she had learned something tonight. I mean, we are seasoned business people, and it is so extraordinary to me how many things are available to us and we don't even know that they're available, and they're right in front of our faces. And I'm talking about the voice clip on your phone. That little plus sign on next, so you're in your text, and the little plus sign, that whole host of options comes down, and one is audio, hello, and the other is a little microphone down on the bottom. You push that and you speak, and it just takes on your verbiage. Oh my goodness. You know, I kind of knew this, but I didn't know this. I receive them from people. I say to myself, wow, that's really cool. I wish I knew how to do that. And so I'm aware of it, but ask, seek, knock. So I said to Lori, that is her name, and I said, Lori, because we were talking about this other gal and how one of our other brand partners texted her one of these audio clips. This is how this started. And it was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I mean, she and I were talking about how not only effective it is, which it is because it's your own voice, but how efficient it is. So I said, Lori, we've got to figure this out. And so she goes, I got it under control. And so she said, I'm going to call. She said, I'm going to confer with Chat. And so Chat GPT and add it again. And so Lori did that and found that, and then texted me with that. And then I called her, she guided me, I did it myself, and here we are. Wow. So there's always new things to learn. Hello, hello, as I welcome you in, I'm sorry. I'm just sharing about an exciting new tool that I learned tonight, that there's always new things to learn right in front of your nose, right in front of your face, that you have seen, you knew it's there, and that's why I say ask, seek, knock. That's, I share this often about the Word of God, meaning to ask God, seek, knock, and He will answer. He will open the door. He will guide you through. And so it's the same difference with so many things in our lives. Last night I was talking about, and I don't know if you came on, but if you did, I'm so glad you're back. But if you haven't, and if this is your first visit in my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. You're leaving a message, which is great. Folks who aren't leaving a message but are listening, do please, and then ring that bell and you'll get a notification. But for next time I go live. But last night, this kind of leads into it, different, but leading into it. When you leave everything, not something, not occasionally, but when you leave everything in God's hands, now that is not as easy as it sounds. When you leave everything in God's hands, you will start seeing God's hand in everything. I am in the middle of a big move, and Hello, hello. I just saw a big comment there. Mike, Alice D. in Wonderland. Okay. Okay. Well, that's a pretty interesting statement, Mike. Alice D. in Wonderland. You look like one of those sour puss women. Well, I don't know about that. That's a judgment and a half. Who judge me for having a can of alcohol before I do my shopping. That's up to you, kiddo. Hello, Grace. Welcome, welcome. Again, judge not. That's up to you, my friend, not I. And I'm not a sourpuss. I'm kind of a happy-hearted kind of girl. So, but one of the things I truly do know is that I come on here not to judge anybody. I come on here often, almost every day, to share with you because I care. And I've had enough life in me and enough experience of starting, scaling, sustaining, and selling three multi-seven-figure businesses. And I share that not with you to impress you, but to impress upon you that you too can do it. I started building businesses when I was 26, and I haven't looked back. And that was out of necessity. I needed money, I needed a car, and I started, not because I wanted to sell plastic bowls with Tupperware, but because I thought I was going to be a fashion beauty gal, which I evolved back to, I should say, because my early career was in the fashion industry. And then later, and that was maybe 5 years later, I then went into the wholesale beauty industry in national sales and marketing. And that evolved to moving to Texas from New York for a job with Alcon Laboratories, where I could hang out with very sophisticated chemists and learn about formulations and ingredients and how products were put together. And then I left and started my own business in 1992. One of the first result-oriented medical grade skincare lines. And I built, that was called Glycolique, based on glycolic acid. And my essence of that, though, was to help, sold it through wholesale beauty distributors. In turn, I worked with salons, and really there weren't any spas yet. So it was the cosmetologist and helping them get into skincare and helping their salon, because it wasn't lease spacing yet, people their own rooms, so everyone was employees. And so to help that salon evolve into skincare. Later, not too much later, but later, maybe 8 years later, the word spa started evolving, latter 90s, early 2000s. And but the medical spa thing started really with docs doing Botox, predominantly derms and plastic surgeons. And then it evolved beyond that. So I have been, building and doing for many, many years. So my heart is to help you identify what your dreams, goals, and desires are and help you attain them. And that's why I went off in this little excitement, because I was talking to Lori and I said, oh, I gotta go, gotta do my YouTube Propel expansion. And I sat there and I had a whole different theme set up, and I said, I want to talk about doing new things. One of my favorite scriptures is Isaiah 43. Behold, I'm doing a new thing. So this is God saying, I'm doing a new thing. Shall you not know it? I'm even making roads in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. So meaning out of nothing comes something. And, roads in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. And so God can do anything. But you, like I said last night, you need to leave everything in God's hands. And you'll begin to see his hands in everything. And that's when life becomes much more, and I'm back to what my friend there said, sourpuss or whatever you said. No, I just look at things as over the horizon. The title of my book is called Hope and possibilities just over the horizon. And it is. Just take that first step, and the second and third step will be revealed to you. So just know that if you know in your heart, and I'm talking about clarity now, based on my Propel program that I wrote in 21 after I sold my large luxury day medical wellness spa, Novitas Spa Medical Rejuvenation Clinic, I said it was time to myself, it was time to really put something together for you using the principles that I have not only started, scaled, and sustained businesses, but trained other people, mentored other people. And those are my 5 non-negotiable 5 C's: clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, and compassion. And compassion is really compassion for yourself, because make no mistake, there are going to be trips and falls, and I mean, the world will call it a failure or an error or whatever, but I look at those as opportunities to learn and grow from, and I have had many dips, falls, and challenges, and I have learned from them all. And so, life and business, for sure, is an evolution, and it is not a straight line. It is this journey, really. It really is a journey. But if you're doing, now this is the key, if you're doing what you love, you'll love what you do. So I am a creative, and I have always operated from everything from a creative standpoint, meaning if it's creating something and evolving. So as I mentioned, I'm in this big move phase, and by the end of next week, that this brick and mortar will be not in my life. And that's not because I'm mad at it or don't love it, but it's time to move on. And you have to know when that time is, because if you don't, then you'll drag it on and it will pull you down. And so I am, as I mentioned, I've been mentoring and training and consulting, and that is what I'm going to expand on. And I work with this company, LifeWave, which is a extraordinary technology of cellular health. And so go to Megan DiMartino, spelling of my name, .com/info, and information of the Propel program is there. My book is there. It's an ebook as well as the audiobook. Now you could go to Amazon and pay for it, but it's no charge there. But also free is my Propel community. So just click on that and join the Propel community, and you'll receive so much from it. But one is a daily message of inspiration and encouragement in the morning. Bi-monthly newsletters. We do webinars and summits and all sorts of training type of things that are no charge. I have really cool people come in and share their hearts with you. I have a podcast called Propel Deep Dive. It was initially, when I started in 20, called Unique Leaders Lives. So I interview really interesting folks that are people like you and I that, have a desire to grow and learn and are wanting to share it with you. So that is there. And you can go to Spotify and all the Apple and all that, podcasting platforms, but there's a link there to the archives of that. My website, novitasspa.com, information about my skincare products, as well as the shopping cart is there, information about LifeWave, all sorts of very good tools for you are when you go to propel.megandimartino.com/info. So before I say goodnight, I just want to read a couple of these scriptures that I then went into, because the Bible has a lot about learning new things. Not only Isaiah 43, but Matthew 11:29. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. So meaning that the Word of God is the greatest self-help book there is. I mean, everybody takes everything from it and uses it. But it really is a roadmap. It's that North Star. Philippians 4:9, whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice. And that's a very important piece. It's the really the second C, the courage muscle, because when you take that first step, you're saying, oh, I don't know, can I do it? Should I do it? Why, am I prepared? Do I have enough money? You know, whatever. But when you do, because it's a burning desire, and you take that step, that builds that courage. And in that, like, oh, I guess I can do it. And you keep going. And then as you're building that courage muscle, it will build confidence. So, but you have to, and again, it's like this word is practice. But action is a thread through everything in the Word of God. You must have, like, ask, seek, knock. Those are action words, verbs. So put into practice. Proverbs 18:15 highlights the value of continuous curiosity. See, curiosity is that desire to learn, to grow, to evolve. That's part of what this next step is about, is that I know, as I know in my spirit, there's so much. I mean, I have so many foundation pieces of what I do, so that's fine, but I'm not resting on those laurels. I know that God has a plan for me to evolve and springboard this. So that curiosity is there. What's around the corner? The heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out. So again, you will grow, learn, it evolves. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I look forward to seeing you most likely tomorrow night, Friday night. And know that it's never too early or too late to create the life of your dreams. Be blessed.